Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover, Straight
Out
Outta
of
Nowhere.
Woo! Finally! This hilarious crossover features the mystery gang heading to nowhere after both Scooby and Courage are hearing the same strange musical beats.
Yes.
Then they must uncover the strange mystery behind some giant cicadas infesting Courage's home.
Yes. And before we start with that, be sure to like, subscribe, and notification button based on future podcasts and all the Paws videos.
Yes, this is the crossover you never knew you needed. And once you see it, you'll be so happy that you got it.
Yes. No, it was funny because there was one point where a few people had covered that there was a supposedly lost episode crossover with Scooby and Courage Mean, but they were more like crossover promos for Halloween. And then I guess they said, look, people talk about it enough, let's just go ahead and make a whole movie based around a crossover.
Now, there was a delay in seeing this movie because it was released on, I think, the beginning of, no, 14th of September. But it sold out everywhere. You couldn't find it online. It wasn't on Amazon, Walmart. You couldn't find it anywhere. So finally, at the beginning of October, it seems like it was planned, the movie was suddenly available again to rent and to buy. Besides just doing a rent to own or just viewing for $14.99 digitally, which we didn't want to do.
Right.
So finally, we were able to see this movie, and when we had seen, well, I had personally seen a review or two. And the reviews that I saw weren't that favorable. And I said, you know what? This is Scooby-Doo and this is Courage, two animated shows I absolutely love. We gotta go ahead and give it a chance.
Yeah.
And boy, am I glad we did, because these reviews were wrong. This is a brilliant crossover.
Yes. And you think about it, it's one of the most perfect ideas since Scooby Natural.
Yes, yes.
It's Scooby-Doo mystery with Courage strangeness. And the funny part about it is that there's no typical thing of, oh, you got a bunch of suspects, we find some clues hidden here and there, we have, of course they have a chase scene, but it doesn't really follow that whole formula. Heck, it even starts off with them unmasking somebody else and then leads into them going to nowhere. It's funny because, you know why? Because it's Courage the Cowardly Dog and they're in nowhere. It's so strange and bizarre, you can't explain anything. So Velma's kind of at a loss to even understand what the heck was going on. It's like, you can't figure it out. You just have to try to go along with it until it reveals itself. There's no you can't solve this mystery.
But there are many mysteries explained within the movie.
Right.
Questions you had about nowhere and where Courage lives and all these different things you've been wondering since watching this series are finally answered in this movie. We won't spoil any of them.
Right.
But some of them are hilarious and some of them are like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? But yes, all those questions you had as viewers are finally answered in the movie.
Yes.
And I love that, of course, he and Scooby get along from the beginning. They're both adorable. They're both really friendly. So, of course, they're going to get along. And as we mentioned, there's this strange music that is actually music that plays on Courage. And their bodies go crazy. Their butts move. They start going Thriller. And it's absolutely hilarious.
And only they can hear it.
Yes.
Like, oh, make it stop.
And we get to hear the final appearance of Muriel's voice actress.
Oh, yes, Thea White.
And she was brilliant as usual. And as you know, there was another voice actor who did the voice of Useless.
Oh, well, but you like to call him.
That's what he was called in one episode. And ever since then, I've been calling him Useless. And he did a really good job in filling in as the voice of Useless.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really have a lot to do, the character, with this movie. And the only thing in this movie that just didn't fit and didn't work was about a 2-minute rap done by Useless when he ends up getting tons of gold and lots of money. It just didn't fit. It didn't work. And it's not something he would have done.
Mm-hmm.
It was like something that was like, insert here.
Yeah.
We're missing something. Okay, just throw this in that 2-minute spot and fill it in. That's what it was like.
Yeah, because it had nothing to do with anything. They could have taken that whole segment out, and then the movie would remain unchanged.
Absolutely. So it wasn't necessary nor needed. So you're warned about the 2-minute performance.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change the movie for you. But we could have done without it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the only thing that really... It didn't bring on the whole movie, but it's just the only thing that's sort of like... the only non-really enjoyable part. Maybe you might enjoy how strange it is, but in terms of it existing, it's like, why? Just why?
Right. But it was great to see both franchises together again. And we should mention that it was the return of the voice cast we're used to. Frank Welker, Ray Delisle, Matthew Lillard.
Yes. Kei Michucci.
And
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's right, because he
Yeah.
has 2 voices. So, yeah, and that was great because we really missed them after they were not included in the movie minus Frank Welker. So it was great hearing them again, and of course, they were just really hilarious as usual. And for this one, we definitely got to bring up, as you said, Eustace didn't have much of a role in here, but Muriel did, which, you know, is kind of normal for Courage because they do a heck of a lot of shout-outs and callbacks to past episodes. They do the monsters, they do the events, the lines and stuff. So if you're a really big Courage fan, you'll get them all. So for here, you know, Muriel was a little more involved in all the strangeness that happened. So I guess that worked for here. Because the Scooby Gang really interacted more with her than Eustace because he didn't want to be bothered with them. And she was just so nice and sweet, they kind of just didn't want to leave.
And it was the first time in history the Scooby Gang was not involved in the solving of the mystery.
Yes.
At the end. And that's all we'll say. It was the first time
Yeah, it almost
that they
solved
just ended
itself.
up being just watching.
Yeah.
Being observers.
Yeah, there was no, hey, gang, we gotta split up. They kind of do it anyway. Oh, we gotta search for clues. They kind of do it anyway. They kind of just didn't need to do it in here because it's like, well, what process can you do when everything you do
Well, they got
is strange?
trapped. They couldn't.
Yeah, they couldn't do their normal thing. It's like, you can't solve this your way this time.
So it was the first time in history they could, but it still worked. Again,
Right.
With courage
It was
and
perfect.
the craziness. Yes, it was perfect. It absolutely worked. And you got to have, of course, the endless eating of Scooby and Shaggy that we missed in school. That just didn't seem normal because all they do is eat. Well, we got to see them do it again.
And then Muriel just kept feeding them. And
Yes.
plus Courage also ate with them, and she just kept feeding them. Had no problem how much they ate. So they were just very healthy. So yeah, it was a really great idea that they did this. It was really fun. It definitely delivered. Aside from 2 minutes you may dislike, none of it brings down the movie. It's just fun from beginning to end, and you kind of wonder who they're gonna cross over with next. Because they've done quite a bit of ideas. They've done a bunch of guest stars. They've done superheroes, wrestlers, Sam and Dean, now Courage.
Yes.
What else? Who else can they cross over
I
with?
would absolutely love for them to meet with Courage again. I mean, it was just perfect. I would love to see another Scooby Natural. I would love to see a Scooby Natural limited edition series, maybe 10 to 12 episodes. Just really fantastic ideas. This movie is what we love about the Scooby-Doo franchise. And it was great that we got to see Courage again.
Yeah.
It's been gone for so long. But this is what we're used to for Scooby-Doo. This is what fans of the franchise are used to. And it's a wonderful tribute to both shows. And it's giving the fans exactly what they want. This was a perfect movie. Except for the 2 minutes with useless rapping. This is absolutely a perfect movie.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen it, you really have got to watch it. If you've been hesitating and wondering, is it worth it? It's absolutely worth it. You will be laughing the entire movie. The entire movie, you will be laughing. And we know laughter is the best medicine. So take your medicine today of the Courage and Scooby-Doo crossover.
Yes.
Your body's being wanting it.
Right?
So if you haven't seen it, it's available on streaming services. Redbox, which is where we saw it. You can also purchase it through Amazon. You can purchase it in stores. And if you have seen it, let us know what you think in the comments. Were you just as happy as we were to see this movie, to see this team up, to hear the old Scooby Gang, to hear Muriel one more time? If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a watch and let us know what you think in the comments.
And in case you loved hearing Courage after song him and go, ooh,
Yes!
the things I do for love. Oh, and be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification button if there's a future podcast and want to pause videos.
Absolutely, yes. This is an October movie. No, there's not any jump scares
Or Halloween.
or anything in it, but it's a perfect comedic Spooktober movie for you to watch.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.